Estate Show. We are so excited that you decided to join us today. If you are new, I'm Ashley, your host. We are here every single Friday, 11 a.m. Central. We are bringing the best of the best top producing agents from across the country right here to Chicago. And we want to help every single agent watching accelerate their success. So all the top producers that come here are so gracious and kind to give us behind the scenes access to their secrets to success. And today we are doing a deep dive into AI technology. I cannot wait for you to meet $150 million top producing agent. Give it up for Sam Powell.
Hey, Ash. Get over here.
All right. Let's do this.
How's everybody doing?
Great.
Me too, a little nervous. I got this.
So excited that you are here. I mean, even though you are from Chicago, you speak, you train across the nation. So thank you so much for giving your time here on the show today. I cannot wait to dive into all the things. And we have tons to cover.
We do.
But you know, I always like to start with a little story, right? Because everybody has their own journey.
Right.
And what I absolutely love about your story that I know no one would believe is that you actually were pretty shy when you decided to get into real estate.
Yep.
You really didn't even have any intention to be a real estate professional. You really got your license for the educational aspect. So let's start there and share just a little bit about you.
I was interested in, like, when you buy your first car and you feel like you maybe are taken a little advantage of, I wanted to go to a real estate school so that I at least had a better knowledge base about what's out there and maybe future investing, et cetera, right? And I had no attachment to it. So if it wasn't successful, I didn't have to do it. Found out that I was really interested in it in this respect, right? So I was just like, I can't do sales. I can't be responsible for someone having to buy a house so I can feed my family a meal, right? What I learned very quickly is you're like a project manager where you are just keeping all the balls in the air, and when they drop, you're grabbing one and throwing it back up, and you're like helping people make decisions, mostly educating them along the way so that they can make informed decisions when we hit any kind of fork in a road.
Yes, and so you are the perfect person to teach us about this range of AI tech tools that we're going to dive into today. So let's jump in, because I mean, we do have a ton.
Let's do it.
We have a ton to cover. So the first thing that we're going to start out with is just kind of talking about AI in general.
Yes.
So I'm going to turn things over to you. Give us kind of just our broad overview, and then we're going to go deep.
Awesome. Are we going to get the slides on these TVs for me? Family
All right.
in the back?
All right, they're going to work on that.
There we go. All right, let's play. Basically, we're going to cover a lot of AI. We can't possibly cover every aspect of AI, so we're not going to go into chatbots as an example. It's not something I'm using, but others are. But you can do a lot of research on them to implement your own by watching what other people are doing. So first we want to talk about, like, what is AI, artificial intelligence, and where can you start as a resource in your own world on your own technology. So we've got a few. I use ChatGPT mostly exclusively, except sometimes I'll double check content with Perplexity as an example, see if I'm getting the same general context, right? So Perplexity, Gemini is from Google, Microsoft, you'll see Copilot in every one of their applications. So it's built right into what we're already using. So we think one of the most important things for sure, if you're brand new at playing in a chat GPT as an example, we need you to train your AI, right? We need it to know as much about you, your business, if you're gonna write personal stuff, your family. We wanna chock it full of a whole knowledge bank so that it knows what you need answers for and about. So for example, you can sit with your AI and be like, ask me questions about my business, my production, my family, or you can start just telling it. But I like ask me 20 questions, help me grow your knowledge bank about me, AI, and it will do that for you.
So maybe pause just for a minute and talk about, because a lot of people might be using the free version.
Sure.
So let's discuss maybe the advantages of using the paid version, and that's where you really can start training your own GPT. And talk to us a little bit about what is involved in training your GPT, because that's really key.
Yeah, now that like I'm addicted to ChatGPT, now that I can actually talk to it on my phone and have an actual legit convo, when I'm driving somewhere to speak like 5 hours away, I spend the whole time having a conversation with my chat and sometimes building a presentation on the way there so that they have already created the slide deck concept for me or created the slide deck for me to import into Canva as an example. So just communicating with it, having live conversations, use it as your therapist by all means, right? It'll get to know you, right? And then you can at least have a release. But having that interaction with it on whatever level you're comfortable, but it's definitely faster if you are able to talk to it with the versions that are out there. So I highly recommend and encourage that. Was there a nugget that you were really looking for?
Yes. So I really want you to dive a little bit deeper into, because we're explaining how do we build this relationship with our GPT. So talk to me, because it happens over time.
It does.
So give me some examples on how you have started to train your own GPT, and if for people who are watching who haven't gotten that far, just even as a first step,
right,
what are they going to do to start this journey? Because as an example right now, maybe everyone watching who's using ChatGPT on some level, they're just putting in queries, right? That is different than training your GPT. So maybe give us some examples about that.
Yeah, so let's say I came across a really cool informative article as it relates to real estate. I can download, upload, or send it the reference, the URL, so it can now add that intel into its knowledge bank as we grow together. There's opportunities to build like an RSS feed of news websites that chat can actually build behind the scenes. So it's building one for me right now because I haven't gone that advanced. I've just been feeding it articles along the way and communicating with it, asking it to summarize what it saw, so I don't have to read the whole thing because I'm impatient. I just want the nuggets, right? Just things like that.
Okay, and you know what? And I know we have some other examples.
We do.
We're going to bring
Thank
this. Yes, we're going to bring this right back around. So let's move on to our next point that we want to make, which is about Google reviews.
Yeah, well, we've got Google reviews. We also have the simple one that everyone probably knows about, the capabilities of writing a property description. We'll talk about that a little bit more, the Google reviews, and just how to generate social media content like this with the technology. So we've got a recording of an actual process we'll show off to you as well.
Okay, cool. So we're going to dive, it's okay with you if we dive into talking about Google reviews?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is probably one of my most favorite things to talk about. I hope everybody out there has a Google business profile. If you don't, 100% make sure today you go figure out how to create a Google business profile. We know how important Google reviews are. I think when we were doing some research, at least it's like 50% at least people are leaving reviews on Google versus other types of platforms.
Yeah, it's
right?
definitely the 45% of your reviews that agents are using across the country is Google reviews.
So we know how important reviews are. I mean, let's just imagine, right? Somebody has referred you.
Yep.
What is the first thing that they are going to do? More than likely, they're going to hop on Google and they're going to Google your name, right? And so we want to have that Google business profile, and we want to have tons of reviews. So how—
and photos and videos.
And yes, all the things. This is not a training on Google business profile. Maybe we'll do that another day. But in terms of Google reviews, how cool would it be if we had a tool that could help us generate more reviews and help our clients post those reviews, right?
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
I think a lot of agents are met with, when they ask their client, to write a review, I'm sure their client has every intention of doing it, but then they get stuck, right? They're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to say. I want to do this for Sam, but I don't know what to say. Yeah. And so then they get kind of stuck, right? Yeah. So let's help them.
Yes.
Let's take down that barrier and make it a whole lot easier. So let's talk about how we can do that.
Yeah, so one of the suggestions in using the AI tools that you're choosing is ask it to write a review for you that you're going to be able to share with your client. Like create 2 or 3 of them, be like, this was my experience with these clients, here's how our journey went together, and it will write it for you because you've trained it to speak in your own language, right? And so you can have it create a couple, then you just gently email your client with the proper link, and if they're good with it, they can copy and paste it right into the review and be like, yep, you couldn't have said it better. Or they're going to tweak it a little bit, or it's going to encourage them to write their own, but you've given them a head start, right? What do you think about that? Anyone doing that in the room?
Right, is anyone doing that?
Online,
right?
are you doing it already?
Yes.
Somebody's got to be doing it.
I love it.
Yeah,
okay.
super clever. So we're going to do a quick and dirty example. So simply I put in a prompt and I talk to it. I call my chat buddy. So I'm like, hey buddy, I asked it to craft a review, and I told him a little bit of a story about it, and this is the full result it gave me on the bottom. So I just simply had a mini conversation with my buddy, and then it said, hey Sam, consider sharing this one with your client based on the experience you had with them.
Now, what I think is really cool about this, because we want to go even deeper, with Google, they are looking for certain keywords, right?
They are.
And so when we were even prepping for our time together, right, we even asked our GBT, hey, what are important keywords? What are phrases and terms you want to see in a Google review? And it gave us a whole list.
It did, in sections even. It was just like, based on customer service reviews, these are the words that are resonating and that it's picking up on the back end to redistribute.
So maybe let's give them some ideas of types of keywords that would be important to include in a review, such as location, such as
knowledge, communication, above and beyond, like those kinds of things. I have access to the list, I just don't have it on a way to show it to you as a prompt, but it's easy enough for you to ask yourself so that it builds that data bank for you. Now it has that language in there, and you can say, hey, based on the intelligence that you've now collected about words that are important in a review, please help me build and then start your story. Like, here's my experience. Please use as many of those words that are appropriate to make it sound like a human being. And then review it, of course, always, please, always review, and then shoot it over to your client.
Right, and so I'm imagining myself sitting there, right, with my GBT, and I'm reflecting on the client that I just had a closing with, and so I want to feed that information, you know, give them that information on where the property was, the type of experience we created together, so that my GBT can help craft this awesome review. And so then, like you said, what we want to do is send that over to our client, maybe with 1, 2, or 3 different examples, so we can ask in a super nice way how much it would mean to us if they left a review and, hey, here are some ideas. And as you said earlier, if they wanted to just copy and paste and use what you've written, awesome, but at least it's given them a head start.
Yeah, they're going to pull it into chat and have it rewrite it to their own voice.
Exactly.
Imagine that. That's where we're going, right?
Right. And then, so imagine each time you have a closing, you can go through this exercise, and you want to make every single one of these reviews obviously sound different, because we do not want our reviews to be a copycat of each other. Google definitely does not like that. So you always want to make sure you change up
Steal
the
someone
reviews.
else's review and put it into your chat and have it rewrite it. Copy and duplicate, right?
Okay. We'll just maximize. We won't we won't steal. Okay.
We'll it's out there. It's like public knowledge. It's yours to take. Because we're going to talk about how to see successful social media posts and how to recreate your own version of it, so you might get some of the same reach, right? So yeah, copy, and turn it into your own.
Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm going to use my word maximize. Okay, we're gonna maximize. Okay, so we're good.
Next we're going to do a demonstration on creating. So let me set the background. We're gonna make sure the video is playing. I'm gonna need the audio, and I'm gonna need it on the screen. Thank you. I'm gonna take you through very quickly how in less than an hour, for me it was probably like 30 minutes, that I can talk to ChatGPT, have it build a table for me, download the table and import it into Canva, build a template in Canva, and have it build out 25 slides in seconds. You want to see that? It's an under 2-minute video showing you all the steps.
And this is for social media content.
Social media content, doing it in bulk so that you can post later, schedule it out later, but build the content so you already have that done in the style that works for you. So let's give this guy a try here. All right, you ready, Freddie? Here we go.
So to create 25 slides to post later on a schedule, I'm essentially going to start in ChatGPT, where I've crafted a prompt that reads, hey buddy, can you build a table of the top 25 reasons that real estate deals are falling apart in today's market? Can the table include reason, description, and I want it to be an Excel file. So I get the Excel file, I've saved that off on my computer. I wanted to see what the content was so that I have a sense of what it's crafted for me, knowing that I can make edits along the way. So I'm going to now go into Canva, where I've already created a template that I want to bulk create with. So then under apps, you're going to find bulk create, and we're going to upload that Excel file that we just created. We're going to hit continue, and now we've got data points that we could connect. So I'm going to enter response, and I'm going to click the 3 little dots, connect data. I've already done this to speed the process up. So it's been done for each of those. So if I say continue, it's going to now craft the 25 slides, and I'm going to have it do it right in front of us because it is so quick, and I want you to see that. So then you're going to want to save these down as a zip file so you have access to all 25. And then we're going to head over to later.com. And here's a screenshot of mine that says, here's suggested times every day of the week where you're getting the highest traffic on social media. So now in later.com, I've uploaded all of the media from Canva, and I'm crafting the first one. What's nice is it has AI built in, so you can rephrase a caption, have it generate one. I had it create a story for me that relates to the social media slide I've created. We can get suggested hashtags. We can add the first comment. And then in posting, this is what it looks like when I posted for later scheduling. And I have it posted to all 3 of my media portals. So I've got my LinkedIn account, my Facebook business page, and my Instagram. And then just a quick and dirty, I already had it post them. So here's what that first one looks like. I've already hearted it, listed a first comment, trying to engage, call to action. So here's what it looks like on Facebook and also on Instagram. It's super important that you do anything except just regular, like on all the social medias that you can, because it gets better traction. So that's how you do it. Thanks for being a part of this with me. Back to the show.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, I mean, obviously, you did a fantastic job.
To the show.
And what we want to show and demonstrate is, again, how to maximize your time. So we're using our AI tool to help us craft social media content in bulk, and then you're using a tool called later.com to help you schedule out those posts. So that was a great example. Is there anything that you would like to say, anything further, or are we going to move on to our next topic?
Yeah,
Where
I say we move on to, let's just keep talking
okay.
about social media, creating social media. Anyone think video is important? Asking for a friend, right?
Asking for a friend. Asking for a friend.
Most important from this perspective, if you capture a video, you now have the video, its audio, and a potential transcript from it that you can now use in all kinds of places, like a blog post, like a long entry, like creating a class, like there's so many solutions out there. It's going to be a little overwhelming if we try to go too deep. So we're going to keep it a little highbrow, simple concept. Here are some video editing tools, if I can get it on the screen for us, that we think are amazing and important for you to have in your back pocket. So CapCut, and you're going to hear them properly in your brain, even other words that I use wrong. Okay, thank you for making me sound amazing inside. So CapCut and Descript are really pretty amazing tools. Some of our staff that are doing behind the scenes and pre-marketing for our shows, as an example, are using CapCut, so we know that it's popular even right here. Opus Clip is good for repurposing long videos. It can create some short videos. My wife's a life business coach, 33 years in November. Ask me how. She's amazing. So she'll do a long video in her coaching, and then she'll run it through an app. I don't even know what she's using. It's not important to me. It's important to her. And it will cut down segments and portions of it intellectually. So now she has little snippets she can post if she wants to for engagement. You can have captions, AI, obviously, auto subtitles, etc. And then I don't use Be Human, but it sounds authentic. And I don't know what GAN, what that acronym stands for, just because I don't use it. Like, I'm going to teach a class on CapCut, so maybe that'll come down the pipeline later for us.
Okay, I love it. So video, so important, and we get stuck, right? We get stuck. I know we had this conversation, and you are so used to being behind the camera, right? So
we didn't really talk about how I was so shy.
I know.
Let's go back to that for a hot second, because I think this is an important message to all of my people.
Okay, all right. I
did not come out of the womb like this, with this personality, with this energy, with this confidence. I need you to know that, because I was a super shy, I had no confidence. When I got my first business cards, I literally was like, what the heck am I going to do with these? Why would anyone trust me with their biggest purchase, et cetera? All of us have been in that space, but it was like, fight or flight? I was about, I'm out, peace out, came for the education, I'm gone now. And then over time, it's like a tiny little snowflake gathering into a little snowball, and then that snowball growing and growing and growing. And I have to do a big shout out to Women's Council of Realtors. It's a national organization because I started speaking with them in 2013, and I like to give them the fond credit of, you helped create this monster. Thank you.
I love it. I love that so much. So when we think about creating videos, there are a million different things, the little gremlins that go on in our mind as to why we cannot create a video,
Yes.
right? Okay, look, I don't have the right equipment. Or maybe it's a beautiful day like today and I want to go shoot something outside, but it's too windy, or there's too many cars going by, right? So we have all these things like, oh my gosh, I don't have the perfect situation.
Yeah.
But
or I'm looking at my script over here and not at the camera.
right, exactly,
Yep.
exactly, because maybe I'm not used to being on video, and so I want to have some type of teleprompter, but I don't want it to appear
Yeah.
like I'm reading a script. So we have lots of solutions for this, so that everybody who is watching this today and later, there are going to be no more excuses for you not to create a video, because we're about to solve a lot of the challenges you're running into. So let's start diving in.
So we started at YouTube University, right? And on TikTok, because I use it for finding cool cooking stuff. I call that TikTok University. So as you're learning, like depending on how you learn, if you need to be in a classroom setting, go for it. But YouTube, TikTok are some of the best resources you can possibly find. And I can say, hey, chat, find me a video that relates to blah, 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 and it will find me a YouTube to go check out. So Ashley and I put together a couple that we think are really important for you to see. These are both, if we can get the screen on for me, these are both Descript examples because we are so in love with this product. So our first one, well, my favorite one is the eye contact one. So let's say I'm looking over here the whole time, the camera's over here. In Descript, it can move your eyes in the video so it looks like you're looking at the camera the whole time. And I think that's really awesome for authenticity. All right, we got circles going on over here.
Pretty cool. All right, we're gonna.
Yeah, we got a technical issue. I just got spinning wheels over here.
Uh-oh. Okay, well, you know what? Nothing like doing a live show. It's all good.
Right, welcome to it.
It's all good.
Yeah, so this is what I encourage, right? So let's say you're just like, oh, buzzword, now I want to look into the script. Go to your chat and be like, hey, listen, tell me everything I need to know about this script. And like, you can go this detailed. Like, I don't know how to use it. What are my best uses for it as a realtor in today's market? And give me a step-by-step detailed instructions with an example so that I can go step-by-step and do those things for myself. In anything you're looking for, right? That's what I use to educate myself. I'll be in Canva and stuck on something because I think it should be able to let me do it this way and it won't. I'm a little upset for a hot second. I go to my chat and I'm like, hey, listen, how do I blank, blank, blank in Canva? And you'll be like, here's your steps. Thanks for playing.
Okay, awesome. All right, so we're not gonna be able to show our fun clips. They're not coming up.
No, they're not coming up. And
No.
we're on here they are. Let's try it again.
Okay,
Thanks for playing.
We'll just
All
try.
right, audio.
Hey everyone, Ramdy here, and today I got a good little video for you. Because we're going to go over one of the ways that Descript has completely changed video and podcast creation by letting you edit your video or audio just like a text doc. Which may seem a little weird at first, but trust me, it makes editing so much easier, especially if you're new to editing or you're just not very tech savvy. And even for you pros out there, editing with text will save you so much time. So let's get into it. Okay, so I got my project pulled up, but for right now, we're gonna focus here on the script editor. This is where all the magic happens, my friends. Because with this transcript that Descript automatically generated for me, I can easily start editing. Like for example, here I flubbed my line and had to do another take, which I tend to do about a million times when recording. So to delete it, all I have to do is select the text and delete, just like you would in a doc. And now if I play back my video, you can see that the bad take is completely gone. Boom, it really is that easy. And this is essentially the foundation of how you'll edit in Descript. No more having to worry about cutting and scrubbing through a timeline, which you can still do if you want, but with the script editor, you can just make quick edits to your script and keep it pushing. Now, deleting words isn't the only thing you can do in the script editor. There are tons of other features that make editing your script easier, like the ignore feature. Let's say you're iffy on a joke or line and you want to take it out for now, but you might want to add it back in later. Well, just highlight it, but instead of deleting it, click on the ignore button here. And if we play back, you can see that the line isn't in the video, but we can still see it in the script and add it back in if we choose. You can also copy and paste words just like a doc. For example, let's say I want this line here to actually be all the way down here. Well, again, I'll just highlight it. Geez, we're doing a lot of highlighting today. I'll press Command or Control C to copy and delete it here, go where I need it, and hit Command or Control V to paste. And ta diddly da. I just successfully moved a clip in my video without even having to touch a timeline. Just use the power of words, baby. Okay, now let's take a step away. So let's just go through a quick rundown of the features you can use.
And let's move on. I love him. Always look for people that you can relate to in your study, right? Because it makes it more engaging, makes it way more fun, and then ask your chat to teach you some stuff. We think this is incredible. This is the eye movement one.
Believe it or not, I am not looking at the camera right now. In reality, I'm reading off of my script that's over to the side. But with the script's new feature, eye contact, you'd never know. I know, amazing, right? And to use this for yourself, all you have to do in Descript is select your clip, go to Effects, and enable eye contact. Now you can easily film while reading off of a script or looking at your viewfinder to make sure that your shot still looks good, and you don't have to worry about breaking eye contact with your audience. Not to mention it also drastically cuts down shooting and editing times, because now you don't have to worry about memorizing and forgetting lines all the time, which just means one less thing you gotta worry about when recording. Because it means
Right? So keeping this movement, what do you think about that?
How cool is that, right? Oh my gosh, I'm so obsessed.
One of our favorite takeaways for sure. So we're hoping it might resonate with you guys.
Yes, I'm so obsessed. Do we have the sound example? Is that one in here too?
I don't. We have this.
Okay.
That's not what you meant, yeah.
But y'all go check out Descript. I mean, it is a very cool AI tool. We just showed you a couple of things, a couple of solutions, and so no one is going to have an excuse not to do video anymore or editing, right? How cool is that? You can edit literally like a Word doc.
Right.
I'm like all about that right there. Okay, so now we're going to jump into some role playing, how our GBTs can help us role play. And I thought to myself, how cool would it be if I literally had a coach that I could call every day? And I'm like, hey, this is what I just experienced. This is the objection that I need to learn how to overcome in a better way. And we have a solution for that. So let's talk about how our AI technology tools can help us with role playing.
Yes, I do want to take a commercial break.
Oh, commercial break.
And talk
Okay.
about also audio enhancements to our Descript videos, right? So there are ones that can remove the wind. I know this doesn't surprise you now. It can filter words, etc. Anyway, I don't use them because I'm still that kid who's afraid to be in front of the camera for this silly reason. I don't think I have anything to say, right? Go figure. I'm not alone in that. But there are a ton of applications that have different skill sets within them that are important to sort of check out. And if you're interested in one, then you go to chat and be like, hey, tell me the best competitors to this app. Tell me where the free apps are, or is there a place where I can get a trial that's not going to take my credit card up front, right? So now we're going to move along to role playing because I think it's fabulous. I was never a good role player, I'm not going to lie. I would walk out of the room and pretend I was in the bathroom for 7 hours. It's just not my jam, it's not how I learn. But all of these programs, Chat, Gemini, Perplexity, Copilot on Microsoft, and Claude, it's Claude, right?
Yes.
They all have role-playing solutions. So Chat, let alone, you can be like, in the voice one, you can be like, hey Chat, I need to do some script and dialogue. I'm in a situation right now, we're in multiple bids, and we've got somebody paying cash, but quick close, they want a discount. We got someone doing financing, and the closing is gonna be a little bit later, but it's more money for them. And then we've got somebody who has to put their house on the market. They haven't done that yet, but they wanna buy your home. Give me some, help me come up with objections that my seller might have and how I can overcome them in conversation if I'm not comfortable in that environment, if I've not found myself in that situation before, or there's some unique situation as someone who's been in the business for 22 years. One of the best things about it is new stuff is happening all the time, and so use it as a friend and talk to it. You can be like, listen, I'm a buyer's agent. I know now we have these buyer agency agreements that are required before we even can take someone to their first property, right? Can I get an amen? That's a really good one to role play with because you're gonna find people that are uncomfortable. You're gonna have people who said, well, my parents never had to use this, my best friend never had to use this, et cetera, et cetera. So we need to educate. So if you have hurdles in that respect, do some role playing and watch your confidence grow.
100%. Okay, and we're going to show them an example of how to do this.
We are. If I could have the video, there we go. Here we go. Let's see. So just a sidebar, we found some people that tell it very well rather than us creating it ourselves, right? And that expedited putting it together. And then you're going to start following some of these really cool humans.
Today, I'm going to show you how to talk, yes, I said talk, to ChatGPT, and how to ask it to do a role play with you. I have found this to be so helpful. I do this in the morning. Typically, I'm talking to my ChatGPT, trying to just tighten up my skills for objection handling and dealing with clients in certain situations that I might want like a better idea about how to, interact, how to help them understand how I can help them. And so I've been using chat for this. Now, the important part of this is putting a prompt in that creates the result you want. It's that garbage in, garbage out thing. So you got to make sure that you're very specific about the way that you ask chat to role play with you. So I'm going to show you how to do it, and then I'll probably show you like 2 or 3 questions, but this is crazy. It sounds like a human being, and you'll see like when I finish, I don't want to hang up on the person. It's not a person, it's an AI, but still feels like that. Okay, so here we go. So you're on chat and you're going to hit this little, this is in chat 4, this little microphone or headphone looking thing at the bottom right to begin the process. And when you do, you're going to see it's going to spin like this. Good morning. I would like to role play. I would like to play.
Clarify what you're referring to, Meredith?
Oh, yes, I will.
I'd be happy to assist once I understand the context.
So helpful. I would like to role play. I would like to play the role of a real estate agent. I would like you to play the role of a for sale by owner whose house is currently on the market, and you are convinced that it is best to sell as a for sale by owner. I have learned that you are selling your house yourself, and I would like to help you understand that my helping you market the house and exposure to the open market is really the best way to get the best result for yourself. Ask me a series of questions, maybe up to 3 to 5 questions, one at a time, and give me objections that a for sale by owner might typically use. At the end, if you will give me feedback as to how I did, I would appreciate it.
Absolutely, Meredith. Let's begin the role play. As a for sale by owner, I'm initially skeptical about using an agent. Here's my first question and objection. Why should I pay a real estate commission when I believe I can sell the house myself and save that money? I've done a lot of research and feel confident in my ability to market the property effectively.
That's a great question. Let me ask you this question. Are you familiar with the data that shows the differential between the amount that a typical for sale by owner realizes in the final price compared to the amount that an agent represented property realizes?
Continuing with the role play, I've seen some figures, but I'm skeptical about how accurate they are. How can you ensure that the commission paid actually translates into a higher selling price for my home? And what about those instances where for sale by owner homes sell just as quickly and for high prices?
Those are good questions as well. Well, let me tell you, first of all, the average number is 16%, and I actually have some data I can show you that my personal represented properties in the community in which I concentrate sell for at least 20% higher on average than the for sale by owner of the exact same model. One reason for that is the extensive marketing and networking that agents do to bring the most eyeballs to your home. And when you're seeing those houses sell quickly doesn't always equate to more money. Is your objective to sell for the most money or in the quickest time frame?
Your approach to highlight the benefits of professional marketing and networking in achieving a higher sale price is well articulated. Moving on with another common objection. I appreciate the data you're providing. However, I'm concerned about the intrusiveness of the selling process with an agent.
What exactly do you perceive might feel intrusive about it?
Your strategy to clarify and address concerns directly by asking for specifics is effective. Continuing the role play, well, my main concern is about having a lot of strangers walking through my home at all hours. I have a busy family life and value our privacy. I worry that listing with an agent means I'll have to accommodate showings at times that are inconvenient for us.
You get the gist, right? How is that
How
for
cool!
powerful?
How cool is that?
Right?
How cool is that?
Yes,
I
you
love
have
it.
it in your pocket right now on Do Not Disturb, right? Am I right?
Right.
Good class, good class.
I love it. Okay, so now we're going to shift gears. We're just going to do a super quick overview of some lead gen AI tools, and then we're going to go into talking about some listing photos and how we can enhance those.
Oh,
So,
yeah, I'm excited.
Yes.
Yeah, so lead generation as an example. You know what's old is new again, but using technology also. This AI handwritten notes, they're beautiful. You can have it send you an example as well, which I highly encourage. If you're going to have something put in the mail, always send it to yourself too, so you can see how it's packaged, how it comes through, if it makes it on the other end at all, right? So you're paying for stuff that never goes out. So I encourage you looking into a solution like that. I happen to have my own handwriting font, which you could, back in the day, I forget the name of the program now, but it would send out cards. It's called Send Out Cards. Thank you. So then Roof AI is more about like automating some basic routines and tasks that you have. Look into it. I don't happen to use it, but we hear really great things about it. HomeBot, you can get some monthly marketing reports and so on, some insights. And then MLS Data Forecaster can provide some strategic market analysis for you. And there is also, we're going to touch on this for a hot second, it's coming. If it's not working right now, I could not get it to work the way I wanted to, but I can do, go to my MLS, do a search. So for me, I did a search for my own building and said, I want the data as far back as you can go MLS, and then I want all the data, so all the fields, and then I can upload that into chat and be like, analyze this for me, tell me everything you see, what you're projecting, what your thoughts are, why are we seeing the data that we're seeing in this way, and it is supposed to be able to do that and talk to you. I struggled with it. It couldn't, every time I tried to upload download a file with its conversation, it gave me trouble. Anyway, so it's going to come. So know that's a powerful solution. There's probably another one out there. So I would ask chat, listen, what's the best way to play in this space? And I bet we'll find a solution together, right?
Okay, cool. So now we're going to
And
chat.
House Canary, of course.
Yes, and House Canary. Okay, so now we're going to chat about listings real quick. I like
Yep.
to call this AI amplifying.
Seriously.
Right? AI amplifying our listing photography.
Yes.
So we have some cool solutions here, not only to enhance the photography, right? Because when we're listing a property, we have all types of different budgets that we're working with,
Absolutely.
right? So we wanted to give some different solutions, and there's even a cool one that we're going to talk about where you can take still photography, and this AI tool can convert it
It's
and
definitely
create
one of
it.
our examples.
Yeah, kind of a really cool walkthrough video of
Yes.
sorts. So let's dive into a couple of those examples.
Yeah, so if we can do that, yeah, you're the best. So the one I use right now, I've been banging on, is the render.real estate. It's simple. The guys are fast. It's sort of a small mom and shop, so they're able to turn around things pretty quickly. And I say that, but also Certhant is using them, and so they use it in their marketing. Styled, you can do virtual staging on photos, even if there's furniture in it right now. They can remove the furniture digitally and put in a modern look or a country style, whatever's appropriate for the home in that community, right? You can also remove backgrounds, etc. Everyone probably knows Box Brownie, but video staging, well, Reimagine, you can be like, hey, here's the property, now show me what it could look like renovated. And then you have to make sure that you, in your MLS, say, hey, these are renderings, but also include the real photos that are actually what the property looks like. But what a great way, even with your own clients, you went through a property, you took some of your own photos perhaps, or you downloaded ones from the MLS or the web, and then you put them into Reimagine to show your client what the space might look like visually. If it's like a hoarder house as an example and they just can't wrap their head around it, but it's a really good value and it's a really good structure, and you want to show them, you want to take that conversation further by showing them some visuals. So we have four things that we want to show you. Auto Reel is my other new best friend. I think I might like it a little bit better just because of the turnaround time and I can do it fast. It's a paid service, of course, but check this bad boy out. These are photographs. And this is what they've done with them. Of my own listing. Look, I turned the camera on a photograph using AI. Yeah, you're welcome. These are photos, absolute photos. And then some people, if you're just starting out, hey, here's a solution. Canva, this is a simple, basic solution. I didn't have the time to learn, because I'm going to use another application. I'm not going to use Canva for this tool. But you can absolutely do something quite similar with this by splitting images in the video and then doing things, zooming them in, zooming them out, etc. But here's just a quick and dirty example. Say you on a budget that is like $0. You can create something like this. Because Canva has this zoom feature, it's very basic. It's not going to take you around a corner. It's not going to show you the living room from the other angle from a photograph. But it does a nice job. It's at least better than, hey, here's my photos. You follow? You agree? So we think that's a really nice just interim solution. And there's a lot of photos, so we're not going to do that. Drone videos, who's doing drone on their properties, right? We're able to eliminate a ton of showings when there's like an industrial park right across from the property. Or they've got those electric wires running through the backyard that you don't want your kids playing in between for obvious reasons, right? So drone technology I find to be essential, and sometimes they can go right into the property if you have like a balcony or a window open, and that is really cool. But I think they're really important. In a community, they can also, depending on the service you're using, they can be like, here's Wrigley Field, here's this prominent structure, here's this, and it'll be on this video. It'll be like, here's this, here's important call out, shout out. So yeah, you can just keep going. This is the building I live in, by the way. My balcony is 5 over and 5 up, right there. So I had it do all 4 sides of the building because I sell a lot in the building. And so I wanted to keep using this drone footage, right, over and over. So build it once. Be considerate of that when you do a listing. And I'm this kid, anywhere that I happen to work, anyone who wants to use that drone footage for a listing they're going to put in the property, I'm absolutely happy to share it, right? So know that, and others likely are too. And in fact, I think if we capture it, we can share it, like they can share it and be like, hey, anyone have a listing coming up in this building? We already got your drone footage, right? Disregard the logo on this one, but Matterport is my most absolute favorite. This dollhouse feature is so beautiful. Same idea. These are not photos. Well, they're photos, AI generated to stitch together pixel by pixel, but it will walk you through the property so you don't have to click and turn if you're interested. But that first scene, that dollhouse, is like my jam, right? I gotta show you again. This, boom. You have a real sense visually of the space right out of the gate, and then you get to walk through it. And then you can also manually walk through it with Matterport. I don't want to do that. I do want to do that. Okay. And I want to share this. So these right here, the drone and the Matterport and still photos, are my insurance plan as a listing agent. So I find myself at closings where the final walkthrough, they want to address some issues or concerns of the property. I have the agent send me the photos, and then I use, like a detective, photos, Matterport, because I can move up and down and see stuff better. So I got called out for a broken window that we could show was broken before they ever saw the property for the first time. And from a legal standpoint, we can show exactly when the media was done. In MLS, we can show exactly when it was uploaded to just prove our point. Listen, buddy, that was there. You're not getting a credit for that. I have saved thousands of dollars for my sellers at a closing table because of the technology that we have at our fingertips. So I highly encourage it.
Okay, so I have to just go back real quick because I am a bit obsessed with auto reel.
Yeah.
So will you go back and just play that one more time and just really explain that these are photographs and just the way that the AI technology is even moving the picture so it looks like, right?
The coding behind this program is so dynamic and fresh and new, right? And that's one of the wins about it. And I'm sure it's going to get better and better and better. But these are legit, just still photographs that I uploaded into AutoReel as a test. That's why it's got the watermarks on it as an example. And it's just, I find it to be incredibly powerful. And what a beautiful way to look at a property if all you have are still photos, right?
Right.
So you don't have the budget for Matterport. You don't have the budget for the photos that show the inside and the outside at the same time. Consider solutions like this, which are rather affordable, honestly. I mean, there's gonna be costs, but create a marketing budget and be fiscally responsible. Have conversations with chat about the ones that are offering stuff, right?
All right, I love it.
They'll tell you.
So that is the perfect lead-in to property descriptions.
It sure is.
I mean, oh my gosh, how many people, anyone here have writer's block, right? You're just like, what am I going to say about this property? And so we have some fabulous ideas on how we can help all of our agents get over writer's block and into some fabulous listing descriptions.
Yeah, now I don't know how many characters your MLS will let you have in descriptions, but over here I think it's, 4,000? 4,000 characters. So use them if you want. So for example, let's say I listed a property and I'm going to list it again because we rented it or whatever. I can take an old description of my own, or a friend's who might have had it listed before me, and then I can take it to chat and be like, hey, I need you to rework this, I need you to enhance it, I want to know where the bus stops are, how far away they are, where are my ride shares, where's my coffee shop, where's my restaurants, whatever you're interested in, whatever is known in that community, make sure to ask it where those things are. How close to all expressways am I? What's my time look like to get downtown? What's my walk score, right? They'll give you a walk score, commuter score, public transportation score, which is basically, is it a bike-friendly community, for example. So this is just a simple example. I said, boom, rewrite this, and then this is what it wrote on the right-hand side. So now you have a much more dynamic one, and I'll tell it the limit of characters, right? And if 4,000 scares you, tell them like 2,500. You follow?
I love it. And we can then take this and ask our GBT to turn it into social media content.
Yep.
How am I going to turn that into a post?
Yeah, so if you want to throw the screen on. So in Instagram, right, you can talk to chat and be like, hey, tell me everything. I just gave it an address. I was like, listen, I have a listing coming up at XXXYZ address, and I'm like, tell me everything about that community. And so it's like, hey, here are the bizwangs, some of the most important things about the personality of that Haberdasher Square community building over there. And then I'm like, hey, help me create content. Like what should I build? Just like I'm stuck. What are some options? It's like, hey, create a slide that says boom, and I can have it create that slide because it's chat, right? Or download it and import it. But it gives you like some teasers, like consider this. And if you don't like those 4, you're like, hey, I don't like number 3. Can you give me 3 more examples for what you were trying to tell me in number 3? Right? Are you getting that? Those layers that are so important. Have the conversation in writing or on your phone live with your chat. We are, in my case, my buddy.
My buddy. I love it. Hey, buddy.
We named her together. Mine happens to have a female voice. I know this doesn't surprise a lot of people. With an accent from somewhere in the country, Australian or whatever. Changes all the time because I love listening to people that have accents. So it makes me focus. What was I going to say? Doesn't matter. So one day while I was driving, I was just like, hey, do you have a name? And it was just like, no. And I was just like, can you have a name? And it was like, yeah. I was like, do you have a name that maybe resonates with you? And it was like, do you want a classic or blah, blah, blah? And I was just like, I want something that's kind of fun. She says, how about Buddy? And I was just like, hey, Buddy, I like it a lot. Let's do it. And I use Buddy in my day-to-day, so it fits. So you can give it a name and a personality. You're welcome.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so now we're just going to like briefly chat about video and video avatars because I mean, we really do hope that after all the tools that we talked about today, people are going to start making videos. But if you're still just kind of building up the courage as you're working to get to that place, we have some fun solutions. So let's dive into those.
Yeah, so I personally use HeyGen, the top one, and I have an example of that I can share with you. There's multilingual ones. So for example, if you're like, hey, I want the top 5 most user-friendly that I can support various languages, it'll give you some more options, right? This is a static photo that you upload in DID. So you upload a photo, and then and not unlike Canva, was one of the first ones to launch this. The quality is so much better now than it ever was before. And so it'll be a photo of you, and it will make you talk and have expression and move your head a little bit using AI. That's a simple one. If you're just like, listen, I cannot be on camera, I'm scared to death. You can be like, how about this photo of me where I'm looking pretty fly? Can you turn that into an avatar for me? Yes, it can. You're welcome. And then 11 Labs, I don't use it, but apparently what it's known for is scarily accurate voice cloning, which is probably what we see on some of the social media portals when we know that actor did not do that thing, right? Here.
Okay.
Right. And of course, there are faceless video options, like I just mentioned. So on the screen, you'll see some of the top ones that are good for consideration. Pictory, Lumen 5, InVideo, and it'll tell you a little bit about what they're able to do because they offer some of the same services. Synthesia, right? You heard that correctly, however it's supposed to be said. But they can do virtual avatars. They can produce realistic human presenters. You can pick someone that's not you and use their quality avatar. You don't have to be anywhere involved. It doesn't even have to be your voice. And then Luma AI is like the ability to, the long video, generate short solutions for the small TikToks. Now that everything can be longer, that gives us a little more freedom there. And look, we're getting near the end of our slides, but we have to show you a faceless video option. So this was done in Pictory. All I did was enter a property description, right? So I had AI write a property description for this community, and this is what it put together on my behalf to use, because it's all copyright free, and I can now use it as layers in my marketing, maybe add it to the video that was captured of the walkthrough, Matterport walkthrough, throw that bad boy at the end so they can learn about the community. I think it's just really cool and clever and simple. You can start doing this today. Pickery.
Okay, and this is just definitely one of my favorites. So I cannot wait for you to share with them what
It's all
this
of 12 seconds, so I have to suffer through it for 12 seconds.
is. Okay, so set it up.
Yes.
Let them know what they're about to see.
Yeah, so this is Hey Jen.
Sorry, we have to stop the other one in the background though. It's still playing.
Rude. I was like, the music is cool.
I mean,
I like the background
We got our
music
jam
for us.
going here. Okay.
That's why it takes a village, and I'm one of your village people. Okay. Heard. Okay, so in Hey Jen, it has you to create your video, it has you talk for 2 minutes into a camera. It'll provide a script, and we also know that it can correct our eyes if we want using other AIs. And then I don't have to talk again in front of a camera. I can literally, in front of my computer, this is what I did. I created this yesterday. This is what I was wearing yesterday. 100% sarcasm, guaranteed. You're welcome. Stormtrooper friend. Boop, boop. Anyway, doesn't matter. That's my life behind the scenes. So I created a little, what they asked me to do so they could have my voice. You have to do hand movements. You have to slow down. That was the hardest part for me. So that it could actually create the pauses between the sentences as an example. So here's 12 seconds of my
Sam's
avatar.
buddy.
I did an audio recording.
This is Quick and Dirty from HexGen, and these are just the free samples that I've been banging on to experiment. So what do you think? Nice to meet you guys.
Bye.
So that, I mean,
Hi, I am Sam.
Yes.
no, do it again. Sorry, do it again.
Hi, Sam. Hi. Nope.
Oh,
Meant
it
to
went.
be.
It meant, no, okay.
Oh, shucks.
Oh, darn it. But I mean, that was an avatar.
Yes. Yeah, that works for me because I can talk. That's not a problem for me. And now I can talk and have the script, remove all the ums, change the paragraphs around, remove some cuss words if necessary because I'm a human being. I just string letters together, you know.
Okay,
Anyway.
all right. So now we're going to go through this super fast because I can't even believe we were able to pack all this in, and we still have to get Herm up here to do our mortgage minute. So just real quick, let's talk about these AI presentation builders, and then I'm going to get.
Yeah, here's the quick and dirty on this one. So here are some AI presentation apps that you can use. The presentation you're seeing right now was created in Gamma app, and it was created incredibly quickly. So we've been taking notes for almost a week on what we want to present on and where we want samples created, etc. I simply took those notes, broke it into categories, which are basically each slide in a way, and then said, build it for me. I picked the background. They have very limited styles. That would be my only being a little upset with them at this time. But you know it's going to keep growing and changing. It created this presentation in mere seconds. And then I went in and did some tweaking and edits and added slides so we can have the samples, et cetera, or we thought of something and we decided to add that in as well.
All right, cool. So we are going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere because we have a couple of things left to do. Right about now, you should be seeing a slide with a QR code. We would love to field your questions. So we're going to say for whoever—
Don't make them hard.
Right? So whoever can stay past our normal time, we would love to entertain some of your questions. So for all of our live streamers, this is your opportunity. Scan that QR code. It should open up your texting app. If it's not working for some reason, you will see a phone number at the bottom. So just use that phone number to text in your question. So while Irma comes up here in just a minute, we want you to be sending in your questions for Sam on anything we've chatted about today, AI in general. So now we're going to go to our mortgage minute. So I would love for you to help me welcome to the stage a 30-year vet in the industry, Miss Irma De Leon.
Thank you. Well, Sam, I don't think you were ever shy.
I know.
I don't
so
believe
hard to
it.
believe?
I don't believe it.
Ask my wife. So true. We go 33 years back. I was a different person, a big kid, scared to death.
Yeah, don't believe it all. But so when I was standing in the back, I was like, you know, that emoji. Now I have to speak the language, right?
Right.
The emoji of the head blowing, like it's blind, you know, like
mind
mind blowing.
blown.
Yes. That's exactly what I was thinking about with this, only because, all the technology you just shared with all of us is amazing. Like, you like put it in a nice package to say, look, this is what you can use this program for. This is what you can use this app for. And you're just going to help everybody catapult their business to the next level. Yes. So thank you again for being here.
Absolutely.
And let's give her a round of applause. My name is Irma De Leon, and I've been in the mortgage industry a little bit over 30 years, and I absolutely love it. It's my passion. I'm also a single mom of 2 amazing sons. And so I want to show you this. What do you think $100 can buy? Now, let's not take into account inflation right now, okay? But
candy bar.
Candy bar, right? Nice pair of shoes, maybe some nice, sunglasses, right? Well, let me tell you what else $100 can help your clients buy. That would be a HUD home. Believe it or not, a HUD home with $100 down. So what that means is a HUD.
I'll take that off you.
Okay, there you go. Give it back later, though. A HUD home is a property that was financed with an FHA mortgage. The client defaulted on the property, and then HUD foreclosed upon it. So HUD then makes it available for sale to the public. So what I'm going to highlight right now is going to be information for your clients that would be buying this home with, to live in it as their primary residence. So first, they could save on their upfront costs with the appraisal fee. Because sometimes what HUD will do is they will have an appraisal already conducted on that property to make sure the value is there and what they're going to price it at. Or they might be using the appraisal from the former owner and they still see it as valid. So that's going to help your clients save funds up front. Secondly, if we've got our community heroes. If we're if this house is in a revitalization area that they want to revitalize our neighborhood, our neighborhood heroes would be those that are firefighters, police officers, teachers, EMTs. Believe it or not, they might be able to buy that HUD home at 50% of the sales price.
Holy heck.
That's huge, 50% of the sales price.
Wow.
Yes. Lastly, again, with the $100 bill.
Yes, ma'am. Give that back to me later, please.
Okay, we'll do. With the $100 bill, this might be the key for your clients to get into their own HUD home. So if you'd like some more information, you have a QR code in front of you. Please use that, and one of our team members will get a hold of you. And remember to thrive in 2025. Thank you.
That was amazing. Thank you so much.
I love it.
Welcome back after our beautiful commercial break.
Yes, our little commercial break.
Thank you, hair and makeup. That went well. Legit bedhead, not even lying.
Oh my gosh, we always love Irma's Mortgage Minutes, and hopefully everyone caught that QR code. Please use that. Again, it should open up into your texting platform with the code word MCA. For some reason it is not. There's a phone number on there, and just text the word MCA. And Irma and anyone on her team would love to deep dive with you with any questions that you may have. Okay, so I'm going to have our production team also put up our QR code again for any questions. We're going to do that for just a sec. I need just a minute to go to our inbox to see what.
Well, while you do that.
Yes, to see what our live streamers want you to chat about. And then for anyone who is here in the Chicago area, you are always welcome to be part of our live studio audience, because after the show, we do an exclusive private mastermind. So after we close all this down, then Sam is going to stay, and anyone in our studio audience is going to get to have a ton of deep dive interaction. So if you're here in the area, we would love for you to be part of our studio audience. So live streamers, hopefully you've got your questions going on. So while that is happening, let's do a quick chat about Grok, because I think this is so cool.
All right, so there's an app, a website, Grok, and because I was having trouble trying to get MLS data downloaded and uploaded and analyzed, we pivoted. So Grok will do these things: market analysis, market trends, interest rates, local expertise, local development, blah, 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 all the things you're looking for. So I simply said, hey, analyze for me 165 North Canal, Chicago, Illinois, 60606. That's where I live. Now everyone knows. It's also on my Facebook, like about me, so I'm not scared. I have 24/7 security. And so it spit out for me a really amazing and beautiful analysis. And unfortunately, I don't have it in this slide because it's a long sort of report. And I tried to get it to create it as a PDF that I could then share a link to and have it open, but it wouldn't play nice in the sandbox. And 1 o'clock was late enough after 3 days of 1 o'clocks. So if you stick around, I'm happy to send it to you. I'm happy to share it with you on your phone, which I can do right away as the PDF. But I just want you to I want to tell you, bang on this bad boy. It is fun and amazing, and you can do a unit if you want. You can do a neighborhood if you want. Like, just play in the space and see what it can do. You can't break it. You follow?
Yes, and what I love about this
Yes.
is that it is like literally up to
Yeah.
the minute,
Yep.
right? So there's no delay in the information that it's giving us. So it's like very, very, very timely.
We have 2 slides left, so let's bang this out real quick.
Yes, let's do it. I mean, and a lot of the questions, I'm really just going to summarize. A lot of them were asking, you know, are we going to get these slides? So yes, so hold on, because we're going to show you a QR code to Sam's socials so that you can DM her. She will send you all these slides. And of course, there is going to be this full replay on our YouTube channel. So we have got you covered. So let's wrap it up talking about these 2 last things with the industry news feeds. I think this is so cool because not only are these feeds going to help us stay in the know and be the knowledge broker, but it's going to help us train our GBT even further. So let's chat about that.
Yes. So if you stay on top of what's going on in the world, you can be ahead of the game, right? New something comes out, give it a trial, test it out, and also kind of more importantly in my world is further educating my own AI tool that I use. I can have it create a RSS feed of certain places that are giving the most dynamic and state-of-the-art, up-to-date content, and I can feed it into my chat so that it has now its own library of the content that I feel is super relevant in my business. And then I can talk to it. Like, I will do this all the time. Hey, listen, if I'm, I already told you if I'm stuck in Canva, but you can be like, hey, what's the latest and greatest that's happening in our market right now in the space of AI intelligence? And I'm a realtor, so try to focus on tools that make sense for me and my business. Go. Like Chatbot. I don't use Chatbot. There are some really amazing tools and resources out there. We can't possibly cover it all, so no telling us we missed stuff. Anyway, also continue to bang on the solutions that make sense to you. If you see someone next to you doing something really cool, ask them to demonstrate how it works, and then go to chat and be like, I want to repeat this. Or if they'll sit down and share it with you, right? We have a lot of really amazing sharers in our community. So these are the top ones that are encouraged. You got Housing Wire, Inman, Realtor Magazine, Geek Estate Blog, etc. But I'm currently, my chat is working literally behind the scenes right now to build a feed to make this easier in my life.
Yes.
And maybe read them yourself.
And
I'm just thinking.
not
Have them summarize it.
Yes, not only can it help us, you know, really train our GPT, which is really where we started this whole conversation, right? But imagine all the other things that it could help us do in terms of, I'm going back to video because we know how important that is. If I'm trying to think about ideas of what types of videos I want to make, I could use these different feeds and ask questions, you know, hey, what are buyers and sellers asking about? What do they care about today? And I bet it's going to help generate a lot of great ideas to help me make some videos.
Yeah.
So pretty cool.
I was an early adopter to chat because you had to be on a waiting list and they'd send you like, hey, welcome in. So I've been playing on this bad boy for a while, but I want to share my first story for ever using it with purpose. So the first time I had a buddy in Arizona, hey, and she wanted a recommendation for a leadership role she was running for, and I was just like, tell me a little bit about, you know, the role and blah, blah, blah. And then I went to chat and literally said, hey, listen, I've got this really good friend. Her name's Kelly. She's running for a leadership position. Here's a little bit about her, blah, 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 blah. Will you create a recommendation from me in the voice of Deadpool? Absolutely did. And it worked, and she loved it, and she did get the gig. You're welcome.
Okay, so we're going to wrap it
The
up.
last slide. If
Yeah,
you want
we're-
to slap that bad boy up there, we're going to end this with, these are virtual headshots of the Sam Powell. Yep.
I know,
I
tell 'em.
use a company called Professional AI Headshots, and it will, actually, I'm not 100%, instaheadshot.com. The first one is my absolute favorite. I banged on a few of them, and gosh, are they terrible and ridiculous. They're getting better and better and better. I simply had to sit and upload a handful of photos that I have from Facebook or my selfie folder that it creates in our Apple phones, as an example, and be like, hey, here's some photos. These be frontal, and then they're able to create some nonsense like this for you.
I mean,
Now
how
they had
cool
me in
is that?
turtlenecks. They had me in stuff I would never wear.
I love that. So you did not have to be ready with a
No.
wardrobe.
No.
It just magically
I
made
had
it
a
happen.
head wrap on.
I mean, all sorts of craziness. I love that, professional headshots.
Yeah.
That's fabulous.
So we can't possibly cover everything, but we thought these were ones worthy of sharing with our real estate community and ancillary business partners. Yeah.
Yes. How do we do? I mean, did we cover a lot of ground?
Well,
Did
you're
we get-
live,
yeah?
so you're not going to be
Okay.
like you saw.
All right. I love it. This time went so fast. It always does. Thank you for our live streamers who are sticking with us. I know we're a little over time today. I would like to take the opportunity to share with you, we are here every single Friday, 11 a.m. Central. We're going to have a brand new top producer with us next week. And I know I said this last week too. I don't normally give sneak peeks. Next week, we are diving into YouTube. So you are not going to want to miss it. Be here. The best way to know who we have coming up and all the things is to follow us. Follow us on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's where you can get all the alerts when we go live and like I said, all the action. I would love to hear from you. Please DM me personally at Ashley J. Polito. I'd love to know what types of topics and the types of top producers you would like to see on this stage, because that's what this is all about. This is for you. So thank you for being with us today. Hopefully our DJ is going to crank up some tunes. We're going to get some our after party started. Again, we're getting ready to go into our private mastermind. Live streamers, thank you so much for being with us today from across the nation, and we'll see you on America's Real Estate Show next week. Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Awesome job. Awesome.